And we're in.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome, everybody, to Actual Play UK. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining us here on Actual Play UK. You must be wondering, who is this? Well, we'll get to that, don't you worry. But if you are new here, make sure you head down into the About section on our Twitch page, just to make sure that you click that follow button. Always hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with everything Actual Play UK. Well, here we are, friends. How are we all doing?
Super.
Very good.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Love that. Well, as I said, you must be wondering, who the hell are these people on our screen? Well, I digress. My name is Dan. I am the Dungeon Master for Tales on Tap, and I am going to be Dungeon Master for a wonderful game of 5th edition D&D today. You can find us over on Tales on Tap, over on Twitch, YouTube, all the other social media places. Go and have a look. You'll find some, I'm sure. But enough about me. We have some wonderful players with us this evening. I'm going to go around to each one of you. Be sure to introduce yourself to the lovely people at home and tell us where you're from and which podcast and streaming platform that you're on and all that fun stuff. So, who shall I pick on first? Sam, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello. Hello. My name is Sam. My pronouns are he, him. I am part of the team over at Science and Sorcery, an actual play stream that combines tabletop role-playing games and science, sometimes better than others. But yeah, we try to bring a little bit of STEM into our games. You can find us at Sci and Sorcery. I'm one of the players and organisers over there.
Lovely, thank you very much. And just to get you in the mind of playing D&D and the world in which we're about to adventure in, I've got a quick question for you. If you could have any magic item from D&D in the real world, what would it be and what would you use it for?
Alchemy jug. Straight up alchemy jug. Just because, I love the idea of being able to have just like a beer whenever I wanted, but also there's just so many hilarious things you could do with that amount of mayonnaise.
Love that.
So,
Thank you.
Alchemy jug.
Yeah, love that. Great answer. Lovely. Chris, why don't you introduce yourself to the people at home?
Thanks, Dan. Hi there. I'm Chris. I am from Adventurers Anonymous podcast, where I play Tatty Bojangles, who is everybody's favourite sad boy, gnome, rogue, and ranger. We are coming up to the end of our first campaign. The heroes are very much out of the we need to slay the dragon phase of the story and coming into the we need to settle down and buy a bar phase of the story. So you can find us wherever you find your podcasts. Good, evil, extra-planar, intraplanar podcasting platforms. We are everywhere. Or you can find us on adventuresanonymous.com.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Hey, Chris. What is your favourite D&D class to play and why?
Ooh, that is such a good question. I've not played that many of them in anything other than like one shots. But I think at the moment my favorite is Rogue. I'll always default to Rogue. That's my I don't know, maybe it just says something about my alignment as a person. I just love playing a Rogue.
Like shiny things.
Love that.
Yeah. I'm a rogue and I'm also a crow.
Nice.
What I'm playing.
Thank you very much. Okay, Ben, why don't you introduce yourself to the people at home?
Yeah, hi, I'm Ben. I'm from No Small Roles. Use he, him pronouns. No Small Roles, we're a podcast. So this is actually my first ever time streaming. Ooh. So no one ever usually gets to see my face. It's just a mic. But here we go. This is my face. These are the weird faces I probably pull when I'm playing D&D. You can find No Small Roles wherever you get your podcasts, or if you want to find us online, we're at nosmallroles.com, at nosmallroles and all the social medias that still exist. And rolls is spelt like a bread roll. I should point that out as well, rather than
nice
performance roll.
Love that. Thank you very much. So, Ben, if you could play, or in fact, no, I'm going to change this question up, I think.
Yeah.
If you could be any race from the D&D cast of races in real life, what would it be and why? And how would you use their abilities to your advantage in the real world?
That is... Oh my goodness. What race would I be? I mean, I really... What's this? Oh, here we go. D&D ignorance. What's the cat race?
A tabaxi.
Tabaxi, thank you. I played a tabaxi for about a year and a half and I forgot the name of it. So I feel like tabaxi would be fun. Just because I feel like the main thing I think that I would enjoy about that is the fact that you could just curl up and sleep wherever you want. And I feel like no one would turn a blind eye because it's just a cat having a nap. Like,
love that. Absolutely love that. Thank you very much.
And a tail.
Having
a tail. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, hello, John.
Hello,
a familiar face to Actual Play UK.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm all right, thank you.
Good. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
I mean, people might know me. My name is John. I tend to run, not necessarily the games, but this stream on Actual Play UK. I'm also part of the podcast, The Trolls of the Two Tonne Bridges, named as such because all of the players come from Tunbridge or Tunbridge Wells. Basically, yes, podcast, you can find me on there. I'm only a player. But in terms of DMing and things like that, I do Delta Green on this stream, which is on Thursdays. Plug.
Love that. Thank you very much. I was going to leave the complicated one out, but I'm not going to. So,
no. Here we go.
John, if you were to create a D&D themed feast, complete with food and drinks inspired by the game, what would be on the menu?
Oh, good lord! You know what?
I know.
I really enjoy cooking, so like I would. I don't know, man. There's got to be like hundreds and hundreds of things. I know there's that cookbook that's come out recently.
Oh, Heroes Feast, doesn't it? Yeah.
I know. One of the players from my game got it for Christmas, I think, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make them all," and I'm going to make them all. Thank you. Seriously, I don't know. I think everything, but I'm not so sure about suckling pig because that shit weirds me out.
Yeah, something not quite right about it.
There's probably a vegan version floating around.
Yes, suckling tofu.
Suckling cauliflower. Like, how does this work?
Just an apple with another apple inside it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for introducing yourselves, and thank you, everybody at home, for stopping in and watching this wonderful game. And you must be asking by now, well, what the hell are they doing? We know who they are. Tell us what they're doing. Well, we are about to play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We are delving into a homebrew world of Aerilon. This is a world of my own creation, and we are going on a wonderful adventure to the Oasis, the Isle of Eclipses, to the Oasis that is having a little bit of trouble, and these guys are hopefully going to fix it. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Are we all ready to play some D&D?
Absolutely.
I have my dice.
Get into it.
Let's do it.
Love that. Fantastic. Well then. Welcome, brave adventurers, to the mystical realm of Aerilon, where the fabric of reality is woven into the floating islands that dot the skies. Today, your journey brings you to the Isle of the Eclipses, a place where day and night share the same breath, and a singular oasis holds the heartbeat of life for those who call this place home. As your boots touch the soft ground of the island, you are met with a breathtaking sight. Above you, the sun and moon cast their eternal dance upon the floating landscapes. Yet, amidst this marvel, a desperate plea has reached your ears. The Oasis, a sacred source of life-sustaining water, is mysteriously dwindling, and with it, the very balance of light and darkness dwindles with it. This once harmonious isle is now on the precipice of eternal night. The adventurers that you see before you, upon finding a notice on a notice board, have set their sights on the Isle. And through the airship travel that is quite renowned within these parts, they've bartered aboard a small aircraft and have headed over 2 days and 2 nights. And as the third morn hits the horizon, the Isle of Eclipses comes into sight. The sun and moon, both in the sky, a peculiar sense to all of you. None of you have experienced this before. You've only heard of it, or maybe heard of it, in folk tales and lore, and minstrels that in the bars sing songs about such a place. As the airship lowers and the gangplank hits the deck, you start to disembark. Out of the 4 of you, who would be the first to step off the airship into this unknown place?
I feel like Astrid probably would, in a strange way that she's never become accustomed to being on an aircraft, despite being a flying creature. I did not like that. I need to get off as quickly as possible.
Fantastic. And as you take your first step on the plank to get down, if you could please describe your character and tell us who you're playing, please.
Of course, I'm playing as Astrid Featherlight. I'm an Aerilon light domain cleric. So you see a fairly small looking Tonne owl wearing a brown robe, carrying a small little crystalline blue orb in the left hand, and in the right hand you can see that this arm is kind of tucked a little bit closer towards them. This arm was damaged as a kid, so I kind of keep it close as a comfort. But I'm just always looking at the crystal, looking towards the light.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. As you take your first steps down the plank towards ground level, the temperature here is quite mild, but it's strange because due to the mixture of the night and day come patches of temperature. Moments will be slightly warmer than others. Others will be slightly colder, and it kind of strikes you as a little bit weird. There's a disbalance here for some reason. Before you see the lush jungle setting of the Isle of Eclipses. Palm trees and all sorts of fauna, some of which you may not have seen before. Beautiful colours of green, yellows and blues in the flowers and the plants. The calls of the native animals and beasts alike to the trained ear can be caught. The odd hoot, the caw of a distant bird. Next down the plank would be who?
I think Splot might follow fairly soon after Astrid, if that's all right.
Yeah, fantastic. If you could please just describe your character for us and tell us who you're playing.
I will be playing Splot Clatterpress. You see a small classic green goblin making their way down the ramp of the airship. He's got a big pair of spectacles perched on the end of his nose, and frantically writing down everything he's seen already in his notebook with his quill in one hand, notebook in the other, as he already starts to dash down the ramp, saying maybe, wait for me, Astrid, wait for me.
Oh, but okay, yes. What? How much of this are you taking down? Everything
I can.
And do I need to pass over information, or are you just taking it on yourself?
If you've got insights, I am willing to hear and write them down.
Anything specific you're looking for?
Oh my goodness. The people, the smells, the tastes, the sun, the moon. Look, the sun and the moon in the air. at the same time. Look at that.
Well,
Fascinating.
Sometimes that happens in winter. That's not too
Yeah, but it doesn't happen like it happens here, does it?
Well, no,
This is unique.
Okay, and tastes. How are you?
Tastes. Yes.
I'm not licking everything. Is there like?
Taste in the air. Taste in the air. Taste can be a theoretical thing as well as a practical thing. Astrid, come on, use your imagination.
Theoretical. What does that mean?
Yes, theoretical taste. Taste. What that looks like. That would taste like. If I was to lick that, what do I think that box would be?
Well, why don't you
Rough.
just taste it? Or you would just taste it.
Salty. The tang of salt in the air if I was by the sea, or perhaps the willow wisp of a cloud like a candy floss explosion on your tongue.
You do have a way with words. I can
Thank
see
you
why
very
you
much.
have the job
Thank
that
you very
you do.
much. Yes.
And as this conversation is going on, who would be the next to walk down the plank down? I keep saying the plank, and I don't know why. Nobody's walking the plank, by the way.
Yeah,
We're all
makes it sound
just
like
disembarking.
makes it sound like
off the airship.
we're being kicked off this boat. Basically, we're walking the plank.
Sword in the
You
back.
only paid for a one-way trip as you chunked off.
You don't buy boats, you rent them. Yeah, I think Thaddeus has only just woken up, and he is hurrying to like get his armor on and get his sword over his shoulder, and then he runs down to the plank. So you see a tall, hulking, muscly hobgoblin, and he is wearing like chainmail armor. He's got kind of like probably like slightly lighter green skin than Splot, but he's kind of like a little bit ropier, a little bit more muscly, and he's got a huge two-handed sword over his shoulder as he comes barreling down the plank.
Fantastic. And that would leave last on board would be your character, John.
Yes, yeah. As Thaddeus runs down the plank, off the boat, into the sea. As Thaddeus runs by, you can see a very small black kenku with a kind of black, slightly ragged clothing, but it's obviously kind of roguish wear. There's a bow on his back. It's a short bow, so it looks like a long bow to him. He's stood there and he's looking up at the captain of this ship, and he's deep in conversation with him as Morkill is talking to him about insurance. So, right, what I think you're losing the point here is that when the boat actually goes on fire, you get paid for it, right?
Right, but you say that, but documentation then goes up with it, and who's to prove if I've even purchased the
No,
insurance in the first place?
That's why you got to get things in triplicate, right?
In triplet what?
Threes.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, many lots.
listen, right. I can navigate the skies by the stars and by the landmarks, right? I can fly this thing faster than anybody else alive. Can I count to 3? It's questionable. Insurance, I wouldn't know where to start.
Right,
Look,
then have I got a deal for you?
You're an insurance salesman.
No, well, I mean, I'm a businessman.
Right.
So, if I could take some money, I will bet you that your boat won't go up in flames. Of course,
And if
that act of God is notwithstanding, or gods, should I say.
right,
The attack from wild beasts.
and then
pirates.
pirates.
Yeah, no,
because
no,
listen,
no,
we have a
that's-
couple. We have a couple on board, and if they go, I mean, they have been known to go a little bit,
Yeah, well,
So-
well, then you wouldn't be covered. And but
Oh.
it's all fine. You can just give me the money, and call it even.
Look,
right?
I'm a type of person to think twice and act once, right? So how about when you come back, I'll have had a good time to think about your proposal, and then we'll Because what's to say I give you me gold and then you might die on this rock?
Well, you could insure me about dying.
So, how's this then? You insure my ship.
Yeah.
I insure you for the same and equal value. Whichever goes up in flame first, the other one gets paid out.
Well, that sounds like a good deal to me. And he puts his hand up.
Done. No problem. As riveting as this was, I think your pals have just disembarked.
Oh, they'll be fine. So, no, actually, I should go. I don't want to go to... Where are you stopping next? Blimey, I don't want to go there. And he...
Well, you have paid for the return trip, so I'm just going to pretty much wait here, carry out some maintenance, and then see what happens. I'll probably give it a couple of days, but if I don't see you after that, then, chances are I'll have left, so...
Then you'll have to pay me some insurance.
Exactly.
Right. And he turns around and walks down to the dock.
Tune in next week for more D&D madness, such as more...
Negotiating an insurance contract.
Love that. You all gather. The ground beneath your feet, a mixture of coarse dirt and sand. Not really kind of, the kind of agriculture that you would associate with rolling hilllands and farmland. Be very difficult to kind of grow much here due to the nature of the earth that's beneath your feet. But you all gather off the ship. Is there anything anybody would like to do at this point?
Splot, what flavour would you say the sand is?
I'd say that looks, it's like a brown sugar.
Shall we test that theory out?
I'm always up for a new experience. Let's give it a go. Spot will reach down and pop a few grains of sand into his mouth.
You taste nothing like brown sugar, more like sandy. Very salty on the tongue.
No, not what I was expecting at all there. No. Do you want to try?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's just worth trying.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all for new experiences. That's why I'm here.
I think as Splot is doing that, Thaddeus is probably about 10 feet away, like lying down in the sand, but like trying to swim in it. He's like, yeah, that's what it's about, dudes. Stay yoked, stay stoked.
Absolutely. Well, let's just make a note of that.
fully trying to swim through sand, just like, yeah.
Stay yoked.
Stay yoked, stay stoked.
Oh, got you. Right, yeah. Stay yoked, stay... Nice.
As Splot is jotting this down immediately in the notebook. Astrid, could you make me a perception check, please?
Mm-hmm. As I'm making this, I'm just inner monologue going, I'm going to die up here. That's a 15.
A 15. Out the corner of your eye, some 50 paces off where you are, just off to the right. If you didn't turn to look, you swear that you can see something move just off, a little bit in the distance there, to the right, just on the edge of where this kind of jungle begins, in amongst a few of the bushes. At the corner of your eye, you swear you've just seen something. You don't know what.
So I couldn't make out any shape.
Oh.
Just some things moving.
Something moved, very much like in your periphery. And as you turn, you're now scanning.
I know you're enjoying your swim, but perhaps
dude.
But I feel we should be more careful around here. There may be things that we're not expecting.
I'm good, dude. Head on a swivel.
I know you are. I fully trust you, but just have that sword at the ready.
What's that thing?
Cool.
A shape. It looked as though it might taste of the dark.
As you all kind of like look in the direction that Astrid is pointing, a figure steps out from the bushes on the edge of this jungle. You see what appears from this distance to look, to some of the more adventurous among you, almost like a gnoll. Has very much features of a hyena. Dark brown fur with spots of black fur. A snouted jaw. Pointed ears. Wearing very traditional tribal garments with a beautiful kind of leather band that kind of comes all the way to cover from the shoulders across the chest in a full circle and across the shoulders at the back. The band itself with odd, like, look to be like opals and very like low crafted jewels and gems. You see they have a band, like a bandana around their head, covering under one ear and across the forehead, with feathers and sticks and twigs in the back. As they kind of creep out of the bushes and look towards you, looking up past you to the airship, kind of crouched down with a spear in hand as they start to approach. Hello?
What's up, dude? You want to go?
State your business.
Thaddeus, stop, like, trying it on with everybody.
What? What?
They're probably just wanting to know what's happening.
I gotta keep you guys safe.
Oh, yeah, I
State.
appreciate that, but, you know.
State your business, travellers.
Journalism and insurance broking, I believe.
Yes, journalism definitely, but also a quest. With a sideline in journalism.
Oh, yeah.
And you see they kind of like lift the spear up a little bit and go, oh my goodness, you came. Somebody came to help. Oh, thank you. And they kind of like drop down to their knees a little bit and just praying towards the sky. Thank you. And they kind of like jump up to the feet and like rush over towards you. Goes, oh, thank you. Thank you. Pleased to meet you all. My name is Kami. I'm a resident here. I'm actually the one that got some notices out to some of the nearby islands. We're in grave danger.
Well, we're here, so, you know, that's good, I think.
Wonderful, wonderful. Will you come with me back to the village?
Yes.
This is important, and if you can help us, we would really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Nearby, is it?
Oh, yes. It's just a few moments. We'll just cut through. I'll take you on the shortcut because I know all the shortcuts because I'm out here a lot, you see. And I kind of, so what I do is I kind of watch the perimeter of the village and I kind of patrol. But you know, patrolling is quite boring, so I kind of make a little bit of a shortcut here, a shortcut there, and I'll get you there in a jiffy.
Oh, amazing! Insider knowledge.
That's tight, dude. Tight.
Can I make an insight check on how much I actually trust his, like, figuring out the way through?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me an insight check.
Or him.
9.
I mean, he is fairly confident that he knows not only shortcuts, but shorter shortcuts than the original shortcut that he created about a week ago. So, but very confident. Kind of gives you the idea that he has one job and he's had one job for a long time, so he has to make the most of it.
You better be good at it.
Exactly that.
I would like to check whether this guy is actually full of shit.
Yeah, sure. Roll me an insight check.
If that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. 24.
24 isn't bad at all. No, he doesn't seem to be full of shit. Just you get the impression that not only is he confident, but the arrival of yourselves plus this may even be like one of the first times he's ever seen an airship, other than in passing, and this is all very exciting at this point. You get the impression that it's hard to kind of tell with this race, especially kind of looking at them, as to how old they could be, but their this individual's general demeanor kind of strikes out at you as being very like late teens, early 20s, like very just like up and happy about things. Oh, yeah, follow me, of course. I'll show you the way right now. Let's go.
Oh, amazing.
Right, seems legit.
Are you,
Right, okay.
is your thing gonna stay there?
I'm pretty sure he will. He told me he would.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, I'm not getting more insurance for him, that's for sure.
I know
Should it not stay there?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's wonderful. It's really.
Yeah.
I've never actually been on one, so I see them in like pass all the time, and I keep thinking, oh, if only I was on there. Where's that going? Oh, and and at this point they're kind of like hop skipping and leading you through the dense jungle in a certain direction. Is it yours?
No, it's not ours actually. It's we're just paying customers.
Oh. And you kind of see they're a little bit perplexed with the idea of just paying to ride one of these things.
I mean, if you had some money, you probably could do the same.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, of course.
That's right.
What is money?
Oh. Hang on.
Don't ask the rogue what money is.
So, do you play for like anything?
Oh,
like bartering.
You mean like if you win, then you win a prize, but if you lose, then you get nothing type thing. But you each put the prize in, and then.
Well, if say you want a pig.
Oh, I do want a pig.
We all want
Thaddeus starts to get hungry.
Thaddeus, it's okay. So, when you have a pig that wants to be purchased, like it's a pig that somebody doesn't need, maybe, or maybe they need something else, and you barter.
Yeah. So usually that's like pelts or like crops or like fabrics and clothing that we've made ourselves.
But what if you're not able to carry that pig around with you wherever you go?
I probably wouldn't. Right? I don't think I'd buy the pig then. It'd have to come on a lead or something.
And he pulls out like a copper piece, and he says, "So what say this copper piece? It represents one pig."
See the genuine confusion that he stares at this. So that's the pig.
Well, it represents it. It's almost like
symbolic of a pig.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I give you this copper piece, so rather than you actually having a pig, you've got a copper piece. But that means you can
same as a pig.
Yeah, exactly. But that means that you can then be promised that pig at any time.
Oh, well, okay. If that's the case, I promise that you will have a pig for that copper piece.
All right, then.
It's a very cheap pig. I'm just going to warn you now.
Is it? She kind of like spit.
You hang on a moment. This is business. We know how bad you can be at business.
It's true, but
look, do you want a pig or not?
Do I want a pig?
Yeah, do you want a pig?
I mean, have you got one?
Dude,
for
I'll
a
take.
piece?
Dude, I'll take a pig. What's going on with this pig, dude?
He's giving away pigs now.
Are we talking about like an actual pig here, or is this a metaphorical pig?
I think it's a story. I think it's a story pig.
As this conversation continues, and the bartering of a copper piece versus the pig, and how many pigs for how many copper pieces.
Dude, I'm telling you, a pig can't be a story. You can't eat a story.
You guys are traveling through the thicket of this jungle. Though dubious at first as to whether this gnoll-looking individual actually did know the right way. He seems to be leading you through quite an easy patch of forest and, you know, weaving their way through so that you're not kind of treading through large amounts of flora and bushel and things. So the travel is easygoing. You guys are on foot for around 15-20 minutes or so as these conversations keep on, and this completely gullible individual is just hanging on every word that you guys are saying. You suddenly come to a clearing. In the clearing, there are around 5 or 6 makeshift huts that, you know, kind of yurts, you know, huts made of various, you know, wood and branches, bamboo, things like that. There is a campfire in the middle of this small setting. Off to one side, towards the back of the village, there is a small enclosure with a singular cow in it. You see there are a couple of people milling around. I shall, just for the sake of you guys, I'll just put something there for you guys to get reference of on Albert. So, like I say, around 5 or 6 different different houses and huts and things. A couple of people milling around as the 4 of you are escorted into the village by Kame. Well, we're here. Welcome. Welcome to our village.
Thank you, Kame. What's the name of your village? Just names are important for details in stories.
Oh, of course. So it's kind of hard to pronounce in common. But I'll give it a go. This is the Omawapakule village. I shall repeat. Yeah, Omawapakule.
I can assure you, Thaddeus will make no attempt at pronouncing this correctly.
That's right.
I'm deciding how incorrect to go.
So, this is where we live. This is the only village on the island, and most of the people live here. Yeah. And as you kind of like start walking towards the center of the village, you see a couple of individuals that kind of like turn and spot you, and you see that there is one larger hut towards the back of the village. And Kame turns to you all and goes, well, I suppose that you'll have some questions, and I'm probably not the best to answer them, I'm going to be honest. So maybe I'll take you to the village oracle.
Huh? Yes.
And, well, there aren't many of us here, but I'll gather everyone that I can, and we'll all kind of sit and share stories and answer questions. We're not storytelling, Kame. Follow me. See, they kind of seem a little bit more nervous now that they seemingly have just. They're now in charge of introducing you to the rest of the village, and this is a big opportunity for Kame to shine, and the nerves are setting in.
As we're walking along, I will just like place a hand on his shoulder and cast guidance on him.
Oh.
You see, as you do that, the nerves do settle a little bit. You got this, and kind of the more perceptive of you hear him kind of whispering to himself, going, "You've got this, Kame. Come on, you've got this. You've got this." Okay. And they escort you through the middle of this village to this rather large hut at the back. Just if you just wait here just a moment, I'll just let the Oracle know that you're here, and I'll then go and get everyone else. Okay. And they just spin and head off inside the big hut, leaving the four of you in the village.
Well, it appears to be that the pig was just a story. It's just a cow.
I'll tell you what, I'm really disappointed.
Maybe the Oracle is a pig.
Oh!
That's true. That would be quite a story. That would be quite a tale.
Gotta be a pig. Gotta be a pig.
So as you guys are taking in your surroundings and discussing, you see that there are a couple of other individuals milling around the village. Quite near the center of the camp, near the campfire, there is one individual that has kind of dark features, very blackened hair, cornrowed, very long almost, down their, to the middle of their back almost. Wearing very kind of makeshift armaments, very like bronze and coppery armaments around their forearms and their arms and their biceps. A very makeshift chest piece of armor. Majority of it is like this red fabric, but with the odd bit of copper work on it. You see that they're stood with a great axe that's kind of lay against one of the stools next to them. Across the village, near one of the huts, you see this kind of ginormous human individual, really broad shoulders, muscly to all hell, very long brown hair, clean shaven, very Conan the Barbarian-esque look and feel to them. No weapons in sight, but you can get the impression that he is the weapon. And something that strikes you as quite odd is that stood kind of in the doorway of one of the other huts on the opposite side of the village, you see this small kind of child with kind of like lizardy draconic features, just kind of like peeking their head out of one of the doorways, just their eyes fixated on you guys. As I mentioned that, and you look around to take in these individuals, all eyes are on you. There isn't a single individual that you can see from where you are that isn't just staring directly at you guys.
I'm gonna just like kneel down and whisper to Splot. I'm just gonna be like, Splot. Yeah. Is it just me or is everybody here fucking yoked?
Apart from the kid, the kid doesn't look like
he's. That guy looks like he's like 220, 240.
Absolutely, yeah. 220, 240, yeah. Splot. Splot sort of writes that down and goes,
Are you right? I was just about to say, are you writing this down?
just so I know, what's that mean?
Pounds, dude.
Oh, right, yep.
Mass, pure mass.
Yeah, absolutely, pure mass. Yoked.
Kame steps out of the big hut and goes, okay, feel free, follow me, come on in. Nothing to be worried about. Just, yeah. And just kind of like ducks down and steps into the big hut and kind of like lifts the leather door up.
And step in.
I'll just like hold it up because I think I'm probably taller than most of the people in our party, and I'll just hold it open for the kids to get in.
Cheers, Mum.
I'll follow in, but as I walk past the Conan-esque person, can I just my friend was just wondering, how much do you weigh?
Dude, don't blow up my spot.
Oh, sorry, no, we gotta go. Gotta go meet
the pig.
Kind of see this look of like, the fuck? On this dude's face as you scurry off. As you all enter this large hut, you see before you there are numerous amounts of bedrolls and pelts and things that are dotted all around the outside and the outskirts of this tent with this beautiful fire in the middle. Towards the center of the room, there is a raised plinth, only around, a few centimeters, but a little bit of a raised platform with some more pelts and furs and things on it. And sat cross-legged on this kind of bed of furs is this humanoid lady that is long kind of black hair with this blue face paint from the bridge of their nose across their cheeks, covering the whole top half of their head. You see that they're wearing quite dark blackened leathers, and you see feathers and all sorts of things just kind of like tucked in, and they're just kind of sticking out of all sorts of places. Lots of like quite dangly necklaces that have got, bones and sticks and feathers and things kind of all nestled into this necklace. It's quite warm in here. You get the sweet scent of like rosemary and lavenders and things within this tent, and it's quite pleasant to the nose. And you see on this individual, she just kind of like raises, like just looking at you all with a smile and goes, welcome, dear travelers.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
I believe that you have come here to deal with the slight issue that we are having.
Or at least try.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Travelers from distant lands, please get comfortable. Take a seat. We may be here for a while. Are any of you in need of your thirst to be quenched?
All right. Don't mind if I do. What we got?
Wonderful. We have a bit soured goat's milk. We have waters. We have coconut milk.
Whiskey?
Unfortunately, it is not in our beliefs to sully our bodies with such intoxicating substances.
So you haven't even got a Malibu?
Unfortunately, I have no idea what that is. Please, take a seat. And
I think Thad thinks that the goat's milk is like secretly fortified and is the secret to how these people got so bulky. So he's just like, yeah, sure, I'll take a goat's milk, for sure.
Okay. And anybody else for anything?
Oh, flavored water.
Water it is.
And in the absence of the Malibu, I'll have a coconut water.
Coconut water it is. And for you?
Mate, that's all coconut water. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you kind of just see them pick jugs up and start pouring various liquids into these small, like wooden makeshift cups and starts handing them out. As this is happening, you kind of see Kame kind of like bow to the individual, leave the tent, leaving the five of you in this room.
As he leaves, I'm going to take a copper out of my pack and just give it to him.
Oh, thank you. That's for the, yeah, of course, the pig have promised. Of course. And he just kind of bows to you and kind of just runs off, just staring directly at this copper piece, very excited.
Look at my pig.
That's like, that might not pay off immediately, but it will pay off at some point.
So, you have ventured far to come here to our aid. Be you worthy warriors.
Yeah, dude, I'm super strong.
Don't sell yourself short there, Flop, right?
We're adventurers, certainly. Storytellers. Yes.
Yeah, we're all right.
I bring the light to push away the darkness.
Then you are exactly what I've been looking for.
Phew.
Wonderful. My name is Zephyra Dreamweaver.
Is that
And
Zephyra?
I am Zephyra Dreamweaver. and I am the oracle in these lands, for I see futures and prophecies.
Wow.
You are the light to push away the dark. Interesting. But the dark is exactly what we have. An ongoing battle between the light and the dark within this place. You see, here we have an oasis. And that oasis harnesses the very power of life itself. And without it, all life on this island will cease to exist and be plunged into an unnatural, everlasting night.
All right then. Well, okay.
I mean, yeah, that sounds bad.
As you guys sit there listening to Zafira, you hear behind you the leather flap for the door lift, and you see the individuals that you spotted before step into this central room. You also see they are joined by a couple of other individuals, an elderly human lady. You see an older dragonborn individual holding the hand of that dragonborn child that you saw earlier. As they all come into the room and kind of sit around the room in and amongst you.
I think if the Conan-looking dude shows up, Thaddeus is probably going to sit up a little bit straighter, just like yoke the shoulders out a little bit.
Just like,
yeah, I love adventure. I love quests. Yeah.
Kind of see that the individual that you're referring to sits directly opposite you, and and it's just kind of like staring, and it's just kind of like just grabs hold of the furs and just like grips them to show the white of their knuckles as they also puff their chest out a little bit as you both start peacocking to each other just immediately.
I'm just like trying to dig my fingers into like the rings of my chainmail, just like. to make the arms pop a little bit.
Well, people, these brave adventurers come from distant lands to help us with our plight. Help them with any information you have, as I'm sure they have many questions.
Yeah, well, number one, if you got Oasis, why didn't you offer that as a drink?
You see, the elderly woman behind you just goes, "Well, you see, the water's not for drinking, my dear. The water's not for you and for me. We get our water from the rains above, and that is the substance that we need. Oh no, you can't be taking the water from the Oasis."
All right then. Well, that answers that question. Number two, how can we help?
See, the dragonborn individual just kind of goes, look, the water that's in the Oasis is kind of depleting, getting less and less with each passing day, and we need to know why. We have few warriors to help protect this village from the dangers that lurk within the darkness.
I just look over at the Conan-esque.
See him and Thaddeus just fucking like hardcore staring at each other. Yeah.
And you see that the female that was by the woman that was by the fire in the center of the camp just kind of turns and goes, "Well, you know what it is, don't you? I've been telling you for days. It's the Guardians. The Guardians are, look, They've kept to their end of the bargain so far, and something's clearly throwing them off track. And kind of look. Luckily, they've not come this far, right? We're all lucky they've not come this far west. Because if they do, oh.
And who are the Guardians again?
And you hear Zephyro. Yes, the Guardians of the Oasis, elemental creatures by nature, made up of the Oasis's waters themselves, and it is their destiny, job, fate, as it were, to protect those waters forever. For they understand that the life it gives brings light to this island.
You said something about a bargain with them?
Oh. Well, of course, as we are the few inhabitants of this sacred place, we do not disrupt the balance. We do not drink from the waters. We do not do anything to desecrate this beauteous landscape. And in return, they fill our skies with clouds that rain, and that rain feeds the earth for us to grow our crops, to sustain ourselves, and thus restoring the balance to us.
Right, wow.
You hear the Conan go, yeah, like circle of life shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I seen Jungle Book.
yeah,
Thad was explaining it to us just the other day, weren't you, Thad?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's circle of life.
He drew diagrams and everything.
Yeah,
Quite a long presentation, really.
I can't remember where I left those.
They're on the airship. They're on the airship.
I think, yeah.
They were extremely rude.
Yeah. Well, part of life is when I'm not gonna do it, but he makes a very crude gesture for people having sex.
And you hear Kame from behind you go, and that's not all, is it? I mean, because, look, when I was out on my patrols, the plant life's wilting, the jungles going to shoot. It's all very bad out there, and, as the jungle shrinks, then the wildlife here have got less of a place to live, and sooner and later things will get tense.
So, you say the wildlife here, is it the native wildlife that is a problem, or are there other things that are a problem?
Oh, well, no, there's other things that are a problem. There's beasts that lurk in the dark, but we don't go to the dark. I'm under strict instructions not to go to the dark. Isn't that right, Saphira? And Saphira just doesn't say a fucking word and just stares at Kame disapprovingly. And he's just, right, you are. Not again.
That's right, Kame.
Yeah. But, the less jungle there is, the natural wildlife, the stuff that isn't angry now, could really get a bit upset. And, we don't want to upset the wildlife.
Oh, that's right.
So the Guardians, are they based somewhere? Do they reside somewhere?
Saphira kind of, yes, of course. They're off to the east, towards the center of the island, where you will find the Oasis. Though, with everything that's going on, they have been venturing further and further away from the Oasis in search of whatever could be doing this.
Ooh.
Right, so they're basically looking around, trying to find what the cause is as well.
It is their job. It is their duty to do such things.
So, just throwing an idea out there, does that mean it's not actually happening at the Oasis? Otherwise, they probably would have seen it already.
We have not gone there in some time. It has been days since our last trip.
So you
to
don't
the
really...
Oasis.
Right, okay, so you
The
don't...
current situation is unknown.
Okay. That's fair. My ignorance is not something to be ashamed of. We just need to go have a look, and then we'll work it all out, I'm sure. It'll be all good.
We have nothing in the means of things to be able to aid you, but if you need, food and water for your travels, if you need bedrolls or furs, we can provide such things. If you have weaponry, I can see. If you need spears, bone swords, we can also provide these things too.
Sorry, bone swords?
Yes, it is a small sword that is made of bone.
Oh.
Very good for slicing and sawing.
Bone sword. I thought you said bone saw. I was like,
No, I did. I did say bone saw.
Oh right, I was
just-
picturing like full surgical tools. I was like, that's wild. That's wild.
What do they
It's a
think's going to happen on this
saw.
adventure?
My
A
selection
bone
of
saw
mortician-
made of bone. Yeah.
It's the circle of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, I'm sure Thad would appreciate some sustenance for the journey. Other stories of this ever having happened before? Are the tales of drying oases?
Oases?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there's more than one. I don't know. I mean, you've only mentioned one, but maybe there's more than one. I don't want to assume if there's only one island on this oasis or the other way around.
Yes. In terms of this ever happening before, there is nothing in my memories that I can see. Nothing that has passed down from Oracle before to me. However, I see a future, and it is dark. My dreams are shaded of late. It could only spell disaster.
Even if we try and help.
Fate and seeing into what could be can be altered by the what is. Your
Right,
actions,
that's
and even
very
by being here, has already altered the course of destiny.
Well, my mother always taught me that whenever you're faced with despair and darkness, you always look for hope in light. And I will cast light on the crystal that I'm holding, just to try and inspire a little bit in the room.
Love that. And you hear like an audible like from the young Dragonborn kid as they just kind of like fixate and point at it and go. And you kind of see that everyone just kind of like is looking at it and just with a big smile, and it does bring an air of warmth to the room.
I think Thad fully doesn't take in the warmth of this moment, and he's just like, "Yo, dude, light's pretty good." And then if it's because it's super hard to punch the darkness because it's not, and he doesn't know the word for like physical or corporeal, but he's like, because he can't, because it's not there. It's just.
It's true, he tries all the time with shadow boxing.
It's just like looking around the inside of this tent and like any shadows that are like flickering or anything. He's like, "Whoa!"
As soon as you start doing that, the other barbarian looking just kind of goes.
Head on a fucking swivel.
Yeah, immediately just starts
it,
checking
dude.
the room out like.
Yeah. At the just while we've been sat here, Thad has been drinking this goat's milk. Just out of interest, how does it taste?
Oh, it's sour, brother.
Yeah.
It is a soury, warm goat's milk. It is. Yeah.
Push through, dude. Gotta get those gains. I think he's like sipping the goat's milk while kind of like looking at the Conan guy, just like trying to. I would ask for like an insight check to see if Thad thinks that this goat's milk is the secret to this guy's physique.
So I want you to roll me both an insight, and I also want you to roll me a general intelligence check as well.
Cool. Yeah. Insight is 13, and intelligence is 14.
Wow.
With that, you get the general sense that it's got to have something to do with it, right? Like, you don't get that big by just drinking water and eating bread. Like, there's got to be some.
Yeah.
That's got to be the source, right? That's his. So yeah, sure.
Tight. You got any more of this goat's milk?
We yes, of course. We will send you with a small cask for yourself.
Tight. That's super tight. Just like holding it like to his lips while just like staring casually around the tent.
Now I must warn you, we have sent notice to the farthest reaches that we could. A passing airship stopped here to recharge. So we send notice to all lands. We are willing to reward you should you complete your task, and give you something that you may not find anywhere else in this world.
What might that be?
It is our most prized possession.
Thaddeus is very much like locking eyes with the Conan guy, just like.
He's just genuinely dead staring you and just picking his cup up but turning his arm more sideways than he needs to, just to like
giving me the cross section.
And you see that Zafira kind of like reaches down beside and picks up this kind of small clothed article and places it down in front of her and begins to untie the string and peeling back the leather that is wrapping this thing. You see in front of you what appears to be this gold effigy. Like, very much looks nomadic in nature. Very much like very rudimentary carving. Looks to be solid. Looks to be around a foot in height. A good, few inches. Talk American football size piece of hardware. And this effigy kind of looks to be in the image of a face. A very elongated face with elongated eyes and a wide open mouth. This has been handed down from generation to generation. It is our most prized possession and will fetch a fine price in any major city. It also has magical powers.
What do they do?
It allows the possessor to gain a little longer in life. Their days become longer.
And is that something used by anyone here currently?
Everybody in this village benefits from the bounty of the blessing of this piece. However, if what is to come is the darkness, then maybe we should have a little more light on our side. if you are to be successful and restore balance to this island, then we have all lived a good life. We will continue to do so, but just without the aid of longer years.
It's a very generous offer. Personally, material wealth means nothing to me. I shan't speak on behalf of my party members.
I'm actually in agreement with you on that one, Astrid, that stories and information, knowledge is perhaps the greatest value of all.
And that's why this team rocks.
Very well. You are all in agreement that this is not a suitable reward, then allow me to reward you in another way. Not only can I unlock memories once lost to the past, but I can give insight to the future.
Oh.
And bestow you all with the bounty of luck,
Oh.
so that future endeavors may swing in your favor more often than not.
Oh.
And that's how Morkill and Thad, you can rob a bank, and it'll work instead.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I know what luck is, and just like it just kind of like gives the eyes to like random things in the room. It's like I get luck. Yeah.
So you'll help us then?
Yeah. I think we can be agreeable to that.
You have me at reward.
Very well. So that your names may be etched in the annals of our history. Please, bestow your names upon me.
Well, I'm Morkill Grimfar.
Morkill Grimfar.
Astrid Featherlight.
Astrid Featherlight.
Sprot Clatterpress.
Spelt the
Splot.
usual way, Splot.
Yes, spelled the usual way, yeah.
He says it's the classic splot. I
classic
didn't
splot
understand
spelling,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, don't
OG
you?
Splot.
And I'm Thaddeus Wildborn.
Brave adventurers, I thank you in advance and wish you all the luck that the gods can provide.
Oh, apparently you're going to provide some luck. So...
That I will. And she reaches down and picks up another jug that's kind of like set behind this plinth and pours 4 cups out
You do have Oasis.
and hands and
It's a
hands you
beautiful purpley red
all,
colour.
hands
Yeah.
you all a cup.
Well, down the hatch.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And as you all drink the swamp water,
You got to taste these things?
No, nobody actually likes Oasis. It's,
so it gives you. So this is this water has a very like sweet taste of a berry, or like a very mixed berried flavour to this water, and it has a very purpley hue to it.
You fucking did it!
But as you all drink this this drink, you all gain inspiration. So give yourselves inspiration as she does grant you a small boon of luck.
Oh.
Would you believe?
Who'd have thunk it?
that.
And we thank our sponsor Oasis for.
We do. Who, if ever wants to sponsor a stream or a podcast,
Highly
then
unlikely. It's owned by Coke. So
Yeah, just where you been, Oasis?
you know. we're all gonna just wake up tomorrow with a crate of it on our doorstep with a "You're welcome" note on it. Fantastic. So, as you finish the drink and the village people. No, the people of the village, because this will be a different thing. It'll be a different thing entirely.
That's a different reference.
Yep. The people of the village wish you good luck and farewell as you step out of the big tents and start your journey easterly in toward the center of the island. You are finally alone and have lots to discuss, I would imagine.
Anyone got a compass?
Well, we should normally be able to follow the movements of the sun.
Oh, you're pretty
I don't
good at
know.
that, aren't you, Astrid? I remember.
Well, usually when we're in a place where we don't see them both at the same time, but this is.
You see, it's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, now that I have to practically use it, yes, you're correct.
It's like a left-handed can opener. You don't realise just how weird it is until you're actually using it. Unless you're left-handed.
I think Thad takes the sword off his back. That's a two-handed sword, and he's like looking at it, just holding it with both hands, just like.
Right?
No. Just puts it back on his shoulder.
Go with your instincts, Thad. Whatever feels right.
Yeah.
I would try in some way to get a sense of bearings to understand which way is north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, sure. Make me a survival check, please.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself.
Yeah, no problem.
Survival. And so that is 16.
16. Okay. You are absolutely right. It's very difficult to navigate with both the sun and the moon in the sky at first. However, it does strike you after a few minutes that it doesn't appear to be moving in the sky, and gives you almost a north and south bearing, because the sun and the moon seem to be on adjacent sides. And by doing that alone, you can very much determine, okay, keep the sun on that side, keep the moon on that side, and it kind of determines as to where you are, knowing where you've come from the ship through the village.
Oh, okay. I think it's this way then.
See, I know can trust you. So,
Lead the way.
yeah, any ideas then about what all this is about? Because that was mental. Well crazy.
Stories I've never heard before. Water disappearing into nothingness, darkness encroaching, elementals on the hunt.
I mean, maybe the Oasis is, I don't know, maybe there's a plug or something that come unstuck. I don't know.
Swim down, have a look.
I mean, that's
That sort
an
of thing.
idea.
Yeah. Might be sacrilegious to swim in the Oasis. We should have maybe asked them that.
Well, as long as you don't drink it, you should be fine.
No, that's true. That's true.
What,
Yeah, hold your nose.
what was with that the face that the Dreamweaver she held up? Because I mean that can't be real, right? I mean, I'm all about gains, but I'm all about sustainable gains. You know, there's no way that, and I'll just kind of like gesture very vaguely back to like the village. There's no way that yoke dude just like touched the face and then got jacked, right?
I mean,
No,
No,
I mean,
don't
if he
think
did,
it's that.
that's basically that's a cheat, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah. That's right. I'm all about putting in the work.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it says steroids. You don't need that.
Exactly.
They're trying to give us steroids.
Guys, don't do steroids. Don't do it.
Oh, well, you're probably right.
You just gotta eat right, and you just gotta put the work in every day.
I know, Thaddeus.
And
You keep on telling us.
yeah,
Why we love you.
We'll stay yoked. We'll stay stoked.
Still,
that's it, dude. That's it.
But yeah, elementals, water going. It's a bit of a mystery.
you come up against any water elementals before? Any of you?
No, not something I can say that I've ever dealt with.
It's not exactly in my knowledge.
I mean, how do you battle an elemental? Big towel?
It's in the voice. Big towel. It's my favorite shit. I think Thaddeus is thoroughly looks confused by the question. It's just like, I mean, sometimes if I drink a lot of beer,
Yeah.
the next morning I'll drink some water. But, I don't know how you
Suggesting beer?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I mean, we're not going to be battling the elementals. I mean, they're the guardians, aren't they? Shouldn't they be on the same side as us?
I don't know.
I guess we'll need to meet one and find out.
Unless there's fire elementals evaporating the water.
I mean, let's try to negotiate our way through this, shall we?
Yeah, I think we'll be good at that.
Play to Thad's strengths.
Yeah, dude. I'm super good at negotiating.
As this conversation continues, you guys are traveling for around 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so through dense, thick jungle. You know, every now and again, you'll get like pricked in the leg by quite a sharp plant. There's some of it is a lot more denser than other bits, but with the help of Astrid's survival check, you manage to navigate that quite easily. Until you come to a little bit of a clearing. You see it around 30 feet ahead of you, the edge of this clearing on your side. And who would be at the front of the party as you are navigating your way through this?
Nope.
I think that I would be nearer the front, not necessarily out front on my own, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if you're out front, then Thaddeus will probably like go up front with you.
like two, maybe.
Yeah, if you were doing the survival check, then I'll just go at the front with you.
Okay, I'd like a perception check off either one of you then, please. Or you can both roll it, or one could roll it with advantage if you want to help, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna give you the help action if that's
Okay.
If that's cool.
Of
So
course.
advantage on your perception check, please.
I'm gonna guidance myself again as well. Just
That's fine, yeah.
21.
21. So
Nice.
around 60 feet, 60, 70 feet from where you are, out in this clearing, you see two forms. Liquidus in form, shifting, kind of on a point that hits the ground, and just kind of like shifting, very much in like a snaking genie fashion, you know, shifting from side to side. You see towards the top of the form, you see that there is a cylindrical shape within the water and a bright blue glow from either side that forms almost a face. No other facial features than these two glowing features within this area. You see them both kind of like just moving and shifting around in no real pattern of sorts, just in random directions around this small clearing together, almost in unison, moving and shifting around.
I'll relay what I've seen to the other three. Do we want to approach quietly, or
Are they like, you say as they're moving like in sync with each other? Are they like moving towards us from the other side of the clearing?
Very slowly, but not in a direct route. Very much like just meandering around this space. But make me another intelligence check just to see how easy it is for you to kind of like figure this out.
Come on, Thad.
Yeah, there's no purpose to this.
That is an 11.
An 11. Kind of gives you the impression that they're covering as much ground within this space as possible whilst moving towards you. So not directly, but they're just shifting around, but just gaining ground gradually as you kind of, four of you are just stood looking at this space.
Guys, I think they're playing zone defense.
Oh, wow.
well,
I'll make a note.
No, nothing about sports. No, nothing about American sports.
I don't do sports either. I don't know what that means.
I'll ask my sports correspondent when we get back.
Sick.
Nice.
Well, they look like the Guardians, we think.
Seems
Perhaps.
Well, we were going to try negotiating our way through this. So,
I
little
guess
chat.
so. I guess we'll try.
Just a quick one. How are you with talking with people in general?
Oh, well, I'm very good,
I mean,
as you know.
I know Splat. I mean, just, be yourself.
I love it. It's the best advice to anyone at any time. Just be yourself.
Yeah, dude.
You got it. You got it.
Super strong advice. Yeah.
Cool.
You got this. You got this, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna go hide in this bush.
Okay.
That's the other shoe on the just be yourself. Just be yourself advice. It's like, wait for it. I'll be over here.
Okay,
Right.
you're going to be yourself in that bush.
I'll be myself in this bush. You go
yeah,
yourself.
that makes perfect
Your
sense.
best self, might I add, over there. See you in a minute. You got this. And he pats him
That's
on the
blood.
shoulder.
Okay, you two coming with me, or are you hiding in a bush as well?
I'll stay with you.
I'll back you up. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Love you guys. You got this.
See you later, dude.
So, as you start dipping behind this this bush, Morkel, can you give me a stealth check, please, to see how well hidden you are going to be?
Natural one.
Oh,
Nice. So essentially, the bush that you've picked from where you were stood,
Yes.
because of the realms of everything that's further looks a little bit bigger away as you get closer. This bush didn't. As you got closer, it was like, yeah, and you kind of now stood behind it, and the bush comes up to like your midriff almost, and you're like, just kneel down, and just like the top of your like feathers just stick out from the top of the bush, like very much like, shit,
I got this.
you got it.
Guys,
You gotta-
Mork is super good at hiding.
oh yeah.
It's working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a bird in a bush. That's
You can't
normal.
see me.
Yeah.
Go on,
Worth
keep
two.
going.
Just hear a whisper on the wind. It's worth two in the hand. The three of you then. So we've got Thad, Astrid, and Splot. You guys start making your way 30 feet to the edge of the clearing, and as you breach said clearing, you see the glow of the eyes of the two creatures within the clearing just immediately they stop moving and their eyes seem locked on you. And that is where we're going to take a quick break. So,
Dudes, this negotiation, it's a good start. Good start.
So we'll pick this up very, very shortly. We'll just take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys at home. Go get yourselves comfortable, grab a drink, do what you need to do, and we'll be back very shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you had a lovely, lovely break and got a drink and all that fun stuff. Right, are we ready to kick back in, guys? Rested? Mild panic attacks in the break? Woosard some stuff, we're good?
Still happening, Panic attacks we're just rolling with it. It's
nice. Love that, love that. So, as you guys stop in your tracks and these creatures just and look at you, what do you want to do?
Hello.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got this, dude. You got this. Just like hands going to the sword.
I'll just wave at one.
Place a little hand on the shoulder and cast guidance before anything happens.
Okay, no problem. You see the creatures that you kind of shout that to kind of and kind of like look back at you, and their form ever shifting, and they just move ever so slightly closer, around 5 feet each, in your direction.
I think we're looking for you.
I was half tempted to ask you to roll intimidation then. Half tempted. You hear, what do you want?
We're looking for the Guardians of the Oasis.
She kind of looked. What business do you have with the Oasis? Very, like, monotonic. Not many pitch variants in the way that they speak.
I'm picturing the silence from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we're here to save it.
They kind of, again, just keep looking at each other, then looking at you. And they move another 5 feet closer.
We've been sent on a mission by the village of Omowallakule. Saphira? Dreamweaver? Any of this ringing our bells?
They stop. Stop looking at each other more now and kind of fixed on you. Just
don't mind that bush. It's quite talkative.
Yo, dude, it's just a bird in a bush. Don't it? It's not weird. It's not weird, dude. Tell us about the Oasis.
The Oasis has been in some trouble for some time.
Yeah?
The waters are vanishing. Are you the culprits?
No. Oh, no. Just to be super clear here, we've only just arrived here. This is definitely not our fault.
We want to help.
Okay. Both of you need roll me persuasion checks.
Yeah.
Can I give?
I was going to say, you can have advantage because of the distracting bird in a bush. And the inspirational tweets that you hear from a bush behind you.
Amazing.
Inspirational tweets.
I mean, I'll roll the guidance because I might as well.
Live, laugh, love. Anyway.
Okay, with the guidance, that's a 30.
A 30. Oh, so good.
Yes,
high
dude.
enough.
Yes.
They kind of, you see that their form stopped being as, there was a lot less momentum in the way that they were moving when they were addressing you, and now it's kind of come back, and they're a little bit more flowing in the way that they're stood now. What aid can you give?
Ooh, well, that's a big question, isn't it? We're good at finding things out. We're good at divine things. We're good at push-ups.
Yeah. Splot is really good at finding things out, and then if he finds something that needs crushing or smashing, then that's usually my thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And beating back the darkness. That's why I'm here.
And I'm a bird.
Yeah, some of us are really good at insurance as well, but I don't know. Not us.
It must be someone else.
Though your claims seem to come from good intent, we have to be cautious. We cannot just allow anybody to the Oasis. It is a sacred place. Holds the very balance of life.
Yeah, we hear.
If it is darkness that you want to find, then you must be prepared. Continue further east. You shall find the darkness that which you are looking for.
Right. Thanks. You've been very helpful so far. Thank you for that. I guess, just, have you got any, specifics about the darkness? You know, sort of flavor of darkness. I'm into flavors. Flavor of darkness?
The darkness creeps from the deepest parts of the jungle. As the water level has decreased, more violent creatures have emerged, creatures in which we have never seen before. These creatures must come from a far-off place.
From a far-off place? Why do you think that?
Because they are not from this land.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And how they got there, we do not know.
And the guarding of the Oasis sort of thing. Like, have you got any idea, why it's going down? Is it a sort of circle of life thing that the creatures are here, they're making it darker, that's making the Oasis go down, or did one come before the other? Thad likes to know how these sort of things began in the circles often.
Yeah, dude. Just like Lion King.
Well, the waters decreased around 2 weeks ago. Each day that passes, the level drops. This is something that we have never seen before. Upon that first day, there were howls from the distant edges of the jungle. And with each passing day over the last fortnight, that has crept closer and closer to the Oasis as that Oasis has drained of water. My fear is that as the darkness encompasses the waterfront, that will spell out the end of days.
That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And as guardians of the Oasis, just so what are you doing to? Are you fighting back the forces of darkness?
We are the last of our kind. Some have entered to the east, into the thickest, densest part of the jungle, and have not returned. But I warn you, under the shade of this evil, time works differently.
Oh. In what way?
Does this have anything to do with why the sun and the moon don't move in the sky?
We have noticed this too, and it is indeed confusing. Over the last 2 weeks, the cycles between night and day as they move around this island cease. And that's when this all started.
Fascinating. Wow.
Well,
What have you both? Are you continuing to scout? Do you intend to head to the darkness?
we venture a short distance from the Oasis each day, mainly to see how far this has gotten, and if it continues to spread, whilst also looking for a source to all this. If we venture off into the darkness, then if we do not come back, the Oasis remains unprotected. It is our sacred duty to protect the waters there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm
Well-
sorry you're the last two left.
There will be more, in time.
Circle of life.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a running theme here, isn't there, guys? Well, we wish you well. And they just continue to kind of move around in this space.
Do you have names just for the article? Have you got names? If you preference of how to spell them?
They do not respond. They're just off and away doing their thing.
That's tight. That's tight, dudes.
Yeah.
They were intense.
Oh. They're very calm and still, weren't they?
So when they start talking about like how day and night had like started to like overlap each other and talking about time, Thaddeus like fell into his own head thinking about maybe stopping time is how the Conan guy got so ripped. And then he's like, no, and then he's like, no, dude, that was way more than 2 weeks, way more. Totally couldn't do that. His gains are so unsustainable.
Morkel, you can come out of the bush now.
Hey!
Yeah, dude.
You're fine.
Oh, all right.
I don't think these guys want any. Do you guys want insurance?
I don't think they've
All right,
left
then.
it after.
So, from what I heard, I thought that went very well. Well done, Splot. Very good.
Thank you.
No problem there.
Good hiding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was,
Sick,
it was like you
sick
weren't
work,
there.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good work. Good work.
I totally understand it if you were confused by my disappearance, but I was just over there.
Really? Because just a bird just turned up. It was really random. Just like
Well,
Yeah, there was just a
That's
bird
weird.
in a bush.
yeah, it was talking. It was
This-
mad.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's,
Kind of sounded like you, dude.
well, that's talent for you.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's
Super
impressive.
good at that. Super good.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I think we all should be very proud of ourselves.
I feel like I just got bardic inspiration in real life.
From the rogue.
Wow. Pure serotonin.
So, east then, is it?
Yeah, further east, I guess.
Continue east.
Yeah. Into the darkness.
Is they nice?
Yeah. Hey, they
Yeah,
seem...
they were pretty chill.
Well, they're
Yeah,
partners.
chill.
Well, they're partners, you know.
We can do that.
I don't know. They did say they were the last two for the moment, so...
Well,
I mean...
you know what they say when the last two people on Earth. I don't know where Earth is. It's Aerilon.
It's in the story. I've heard about it in the stories.
As you guys take your first few steps to kind of get across this clearing, you all hear a shriek, a bone-chilling shriek.
It's all right, Thaddeus. Don't worry.
And as you all spin on the spot, you see the two water elementals spinning violently on the spot with this shriek, this shrill shriek of just ear-piercing hurt reaches all of your ears as these two creatures seem to just start violently spinning up in a torrent of water. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, that doesn't look like a mating ritual.
Are you guys fucking? Is this a circle of life thing? Is this a circle of life thing?
The shriek is broken as they start racing past you, like as fast as you can move past you and off east, northeast, and start moving through the jungle past you in a race.
Do we follow?
Follow that water.
Yeah.
I think we gotta go. I think we gotta go.
We take off.
Okay, so you're all chasing after the water guardians, the elemental guardians.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, okay.
Before we leave, do we see any remnants of what has just happened there? Is there any kind of like idea of like darkness left over? Or
Not really. No, there doesn't seem to be any. I would have asked you for a roll, but I think given what's there, it's kind of pointless you rolling for what I'm going to tell you anyway. There doesn't actually appear to be anything. There doesn't appear to be any darkness encroaching in your area. There doesn't seem to be anything immediate to sight that would cause this. So you all start racing off.
Can we actually see what they're racing towards, though?
No, they are racing through thicket of jungle, just woof, off to the east, past you, and off to the east, in the direction that you were heading.
then
Because we went past them and then they've gone off past us again, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're all sprinting after them, give me athletics checks, please,
Ooh, dear.
just to see how how much pace and how well you keep in pace with them.
That's a 9 for a 9.
Nice.
That's a 9 for a 9.
That's a 24.
24. Okay.
a 1 for a 0.
So essentially, because Astrid, you've turned and you're pretty much just looking at what could have happened, where they were, what may have been. You immediately turn around and go, "Oh, guys, it's not," and they've just shot up afterwards, leaving this gap between you. It's not so much that you can't keep pace, but you're trailing a good like 30, 40 feet behind them now, as they are just disappearing off into the jungle.
Every time.
Okay, the rest of you collectively, I mean, Thaddeus, you're out front, large strides, boof, boof, with the two smaller individuals of Morkill and Splot just chasing off behind you. But you seem to keep up, not in distance, but in pace with the elemental guardians that are racing through. So you still have them in your sight. You all race through the jungle until before you lies this beautiful crystalline lake, well, small lake. So it's the Oasis. It's very small. It's not a lake at all. It's a pond more than anything. It's a rather large pond, but that's not a great description, is it?
The beautiful.
just
It is
the
quest.
A crystalline. It's a puddle.
Nature's sink, really, isn't it?
It's a puddle.
It's pretty dirty.
It's a collection of rainwater.
Yeah.
Rancid-looking water.
Brought to you by Oasis.
Hit us up, Oasis.
There is a clearing in the jungle. There is this large pond with rocks coming out of it, and you see that there is a visible water line that this thing is below currently, where the water level is. The elemental guardians, as you all the first three, so Morkill, Thaddeus, and Splot, as you race and get to the edge, you see the elemental guardians are going berserk, spinning and whirling all around the waters. This shrill, like noise piercing. It's just hitting your ears and immediately kind of shocking you as you get there. Like, this is unusual, but something has happened. Is there anything the three of you want to do just before Astrid catches up in a few seconds?
Is there anything that we can see that is likely making them kick off? So anything under the water or?
Nothing that you can see, no. No, again, no visible signs of like darkness or shadow or smoke or anything like that. There doesn't seem to be anything moving in the water.
Can I use my divine sense?
You can. So, divine sense, you don't. Just double checking the character sheet to see if you're
Celestial fiend, undead.
Yeah. Just making sure. No, it's more their stat blocks and what they are. Yeah. But no, you don't get any sense of any undead, fiend, fae, anything like that.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, after you, Splot.
It's just like they're whirling around. They're not sort of like in a sort of specific place, or it's not like they're battling something.
No, nothing like that. They are just going ballistic at the side of this this waterfront, just rushing around, just shrieling and shrieking.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
You can cast Detect Magic. What's the range on that? 30 feet?
Yeah.
30 feet. So you are roughly between, you obviously would get them, yourselves, and just the edge of the water. The edge of the water, the actual water as you cast that, does kind of give you a glow. A very faint glow.
I think Thaddeus failing to pick up anything with his shitty perception abilities will probably just shout at the Guardians, just be like, "Yo! What's going on? Yo!
It's gone! It's gone! Ah! And you just hear this of this swirling water just...
What's gone?
And again, the water!
Oh, the level's gone down.
Okay.
Astrid, you'll have caught up at this point as these do this. It's just...
All right, Astrid.
Fine. Well, what's going on?
Well, they're all going down here. Like, apparently some
The water's going down.
And it is literally, it's going down.
Oh, no, that's not good. Sorry, catch your breath.
By the way, the water is definitely magical.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I did a little wee.
Ooh. What kind of magic?
What kind of magic?
Oh, it's definitely magical magic.
Usually in my other game, this is me annoying my DM, being like,
magical.
Magic has been school of magic.
I can
100%
never...
magical.
I can never do this. I never remember them at all, ever. I'm like, is it illusion? No, you dickhead.
I've usually got a handy cheat sheet lying around somewhere with the 8 schools of magic. Well, 9 if you include.
It is
I haven't got it with me.
Abjuration magic.
Ooh.
Abjuration magic.
Now, can you remind the people at home what abjuration is?
I absolutely can. So, abjuration magic
Google.
is magical spells and effects within a school of abjuration are primarily designed for protection and shielding.
Okay.
It's abjuration, which, as you well know, Splot.
Oh yeah.
It's for
Shielding.
shielding and
Yeah, that's it, yeah, I thought so,
protection.
Yeah, protection, that sort of thing. Yeah.
The elemental guardians just kind of go, Did you bring the darkness? Is it you? And you feel them getting angrier and angrier.
You said it's been going on for 2 weeks. We've just stepped off the airship.
I will just cast light again just to show that it's light and not darkness.
Okay, I need a persuasion roll, please, from you. If you don't mind, Splot. I'm pointing at my screen as if you can see where I'm pointing. Sorry. I literally was like you, and I was like, nah. Yeah, so if you don't mind, Splot.
Just a straight roll?
You can have advantage because of what Astrid is doing with the light.
It's a natural 14, so 23.
She's not the first. Won't be the last. And you can hear there's like a gurgling to the way that they're speaking. Obviously, that's not how I'm speaking because I can't do that, but that's what you hear.
Yeah, imagination, guys.
I know, yeah.
Come on,
Enter the
theatre of
realm.
mind.
But there is a guttural like gurgling to their tone of voice now as they're addressing you.
Okay. You understand? Things are coming from elsewhere, and that's not good.
Leave this place. Leave. And you can hear this as they're swirling and just wild.
Guys, I think we gotta go. I think
We
we
should.
I think that's the best idea
Carry
I've heard
on.
all day.
carry on east, was it? Like where they said the darkness was coming from.
Okay. So you all just start tailing it east.
Yeah. I think out of abundance of caution, Splot's gonna take a sip of coffee from his ever-filling flask and cast Mage Armor on himself. Just as a precaution against... they're a little bit freaked out by what's just happened there, and
Okay, just remind me how long Mage Armor lasts.
I think it lasts for 8 hours.
Is it 8 hours?
I'll double check.
Perfect.
8 hours.
Fantastic. Okay, so you cast this Mage Armor and this shimmer of arcane energy just surrounds you before seemingly fading. You all start racing off through the jungle east. I will take another survival check from somebody just to make sure you're heading in the right direction with everything that's happening.
I'm happy to do it if
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I do have proficiency in survival, but that does not mean that it's very good. I'm going to say that right now. Okay, that's a 16.
A 16, okay. So you obviously overheard Astrid before in terms of the sun and the moon aren't moving. You do manage to pick up the same direction east, very easily pick that up. It's then becoming a little bit more difficult when you're getting into the thicker, denser part of this jungle as you head further and further east across the island. And as you start doing that, your pace will naturally slow to, instead of a jog, you're now walking, but it's taking a little bit out of you. Is there anything anybody wants to do at this point before you head deeper and deeper into the jungle?
I would like to say that it probably doesn't matter at all, but detect magic lasts for 10 minutes, so if at any point you've kind of passed anything that's magical. Seriously, doubt it's happened, but...
Yeah, no, it's good to mention though.
But John would like to know the school of magic for anything that he
does come up.
that we go past.
What is the school of magic for the bottle of boundless coffee that Splot's drinking from?
Does anybody have any magical items on them?
It's definitely... Definitely magical magic, guys.
Magical magic.
So,
Caffeine, powered by caffeine power.
sponsored by Oasis. As we move further into the dense jungle, another 10-20 minutes passes. You're all suddenly stopped at the sight of what is before you, as essentially around 50 to 60 feet ahead of you, like a sheet wall, there is this smoke, like a darkened smoke, and beyond that, nothing at all. No jungle, no trees. It's almost as if the world stops there. This smoke rising, and as you get closer and closer, seemingly rising and rising until it starts forming a dark night sky. You're around 60 feet away at this point.
Is it moving?
It's a very good question. Make me a perception check.
Ooh.
Not using that dice. Perception, you say yes?
Yes.
20. Dirty 20.
20.
Nice.
It is 60 feet away, but your keen Kenku eyes do spot that it does, in fact, seem to be moving towards you. Slowly, but you've managed to notice.
Right, guys. I don't know if we're still moving, or if that's moving towards us. I think it may be the latter.
I look down at my feet.
You are definitely not moving.
Well, I think we have our answer. Perhaps we should be very careful and... how fast is it moving? I stand there for
Probably.
5 hours.
Oh yeah. It's probably moving at a rate of maybe 5 feet every. If you were to guess, maybe like every 5-10 minutes, it would move 5 feet.
It's actually quite fast.
It's not slow by any means. No.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that we were planning on heading.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
it is east from where you are.
And no way around it, no way over it, no way under it. I have to go through it.
We haven't ruled out under it, but
I think we found the darkness.
I think you're right. Good,
Sharp as
good
always.
observation. Yeah, no.
I mean, Thaddeus, you are the best of us. So,
Yeah, dude. I know. Yeah.
I kind of. Can I pick up a stone and throw it into the darkness?
Yeah, sure.
As you do that, can I cast light on it?
Yeah.
Oh, good shout. Yeah, so you pick up a pebble, Splot, and you, Astrid, you touch the pebble, cast light on it, and you throw this thing. Give me an athletics check.
Oh,
Just
no.
You are 55 to 60 feet away from this thing at this point.
It's my favourite roll. It's a 9 for a 9.
A 9 for a 9. You've not absolutely nailed this throw. Like, you've managed to get it, and as it just disappears into the darkness, it almost, like, the light source there seems to hold for a few feet and then disappear entirely. So it's almost like, as you throw it, like, the light source itself doesn't diminish over a short period and then just diminish entirely.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just, yeah.
I've got an idea. Astrid,
Yeah.
if I may, and he holds up another stone. Would you mind doing your light thingy on this?
Yeah, my throw wasn't the best. It's fair.
No. You were very good at what you were doing there, Splot.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. But
Thanks.
But it gave me an idea. And he casts Mage Hand, holds the rock, and moves it towards the wall. And he's going to push it into the wall, and then see if he can bring it back out again.
Okay, very good. How long does Mage Hand last?
It's a minute.
Concentration.
A minute. Okay. You cast light on this pebble asteroid as Morkel, you send it off with Mage Hand 60 feet through the wall. How far through? This like wall of smoke?
I'm gonna just kind of dip it in and out a couple of times first of all.
Okay, so you're just gonna put the light in and
Put the light
drag
in
it back
and
out?
bring it
Yeah.
back out, see if it's just gone. If I can even do that, if it's like a solid, if it stops the magic, and then I'm gonna keep it in there for a bit longer and then bring it back out if I can.
Okay, so initially you take the Mage Hand and you put it in, the light in, you pull it back out, and it seems to like give a couple of times. The light source doesn't diminish much. Like it's a little bit dimmer as it goes into this smoke, and then bright light again. And as you plunge the whole Mage Hand in and pull it back out, you are concentrating for longer than you think, as you are controlling the Mage Hand to come out as it just holds seemingly in place, and then stops and the pebble just drops to the floor. How long does light last?
1 hour.
An hour.
Mhm.
As the pebble drops, doesn't drop fast, it and very slowly until it rests on the floor.
I think we're dealing with a massive block of jelly.
Yep.
That makes sense, right?
One theory,
Yeah.
one theory.
Yeah. Yeah. Jelly has weird time properties.
It does.
Yeah. Do I need to? And I'll just like gesture to my sword. Do I need to chop through the jelly? Is that what we're saying?
You like time slicing.
Yeah.
Time jelly.
That'd be a good story, right?
Would.
Splot.
That would
Yeah.
be a great story. Yeah.
Splot, write it down.
Yeah. I'll write it down. Time splicing them. The whole
Thaddeus,
company
the time
slices
splicer.
time. It's good. It's gonna that will sell. That will sell. I mean, that might be the title of this chapter, to be honest.
So what do you guys want to do?
Do we want to try and clear any of the darkness in any way? Try and forge a path?
If we can.
I suspect that anything that goes into the darkness is just gonna like slow down. It might not perceive that it's slowed down, but it would have slowed down in comparison to the light side.
Yeah. We might have an issue there if we go in then that depending on how quickly everything's going to happen out here, it's going to happen slower it's going to happen slower in there, quicker out here. Faster in there for us than it's happening.
Time is slower in there,
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
You've never once seen Thaddeus roll his eyes because how could he possibly roll his eyes at anyone? But I literally just look over at Splot and I'm like, dude, if you don't get it,
In that case, before we move forward, I just want to try something. And how far away are we from the edge of this kind of smoky darkness?
Around, because of how long you've taken doing this, I'd say around 55 feet now. So it's moved that full 5 feet.
Okay. 55 feet away, that means I've got distance. I am not going to move any closer, but I'm going to cast Daylight at the edge of the darkness.
Okay.
Which will give bright light for 60 feet and dim light for 60 feet after that.
Okay, you on the edge of where this smoke is, around 50-ish feet, did you say? From where you are?
Yeah, it's like five foot outside.
Okay, and you cast this spell, this arcane energy rippling from finger to finger as you cast it, and emanating from the ground and illuminating the space, this bright light. And it does seem that it does penetrate, that magical light penetrates the same way that the light cast on the pebbles was able to penetrate that darkness. And you can see that where you've cast that, there doesn't seem to be any smoke from what you can see.
That will last for an hour, so we've got some time. If we wanted to have a closer look.
Can you move it?
Yeah.
No, it's centered on a point. I think it just stays where it is now.
Oh, I guess.
Maybe we move closer to it, and then if we like get to the point where like the daylight spell doesn't have an effect anymore, maybe we just use it's light a cantrip, it is, isn't it? Maybe we just use that on some objects or something, and like see what happens when we try and push further in.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all move closer to the edge of this kind of horizon of black smoke. And I assume that you would go towards where you've cast daylight, right? So that's the area in which you guys are going to be stood now for a little while, or are you heading in from there?
Did we all bring our sunglasses then?
Oh, yep.
Super cool.
So I feel like Splot's glasses maybe have got that stuff that, you know, turns into sunglasses and bright light. Right.
Nice. Okay. And are you going in, or what are you doing?
So are we staying around the area where the daylight spell is?
Yeah,
I was
think
gonna
to start
say-
with.
Yeah, to start with, we go there and we can kind of investigate it a little bit, and then
Okay.
push.
Have a look at
further
where the
in.
rock is, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
see if
that's
it's been
still there.
affected by anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go down.
Okay. No problem. So, because you're all picking up on different things, I'll have a group investigation check. I think that's the fairest way to do it. Okay. Splat,
12?
what'd you get? Oh, 12.
21.
21, 12. Astrid?
22.
22. Excellent. And Morkill?
Is this an investigation? Yes.
Yes, please.
12.
12. Okay. So, Astrid, as you're investigating the general area where you've cast daylight a little bit closer now, you see that where this spell's footprint is, the area of effect that this is having, there is no smoke within it. There doesn't seem to be any... As you kind of like put your hand within the daylight and move it past where the barrier of this black smoke should be, but within the area of the spell, there doesn't seem to be any like distortion. There's nothing to say that you move it. And as you're doing that, the rest of the group, you don't see Astrid move slower or anything like that. Just very much similar, same pace to you as it would be as we're here now. Morkill, as you're looking at the pebble and you're seeing how you're looking at essentially how much dimmer this is getting, the further you are getting, and it is doing that. So the longer you stand within this space, the dimmer the light is getting, the further the smoke is encroaching, giving you the idea that the further it goes in, it's going to get darker, right?
Yeah.
I would say that Splot, you would be at this point. I would imagine you're one of the curious about what happened with the mage hand, and maybe put a hand in and pull it back out, and you don't seem to have anything stopping you from putting your arm in up to your forearm or anything. Nothing seems to happen in that respect. And I would say, Thad, what you would notice as well is that it's very clear that there's nothing within the path of this smoke on either side for a good 60 feet that it's kind of moving around as such. Like it's very much like encompassing everything as a blanket as you're moving.
Yeah.
But it does have a very clear definition of a barrier, like a wall of approaching.
Is it like the like massive smoke when you say that we can't really see anything on like what's on the other side of it? Is it kind of like so thick that it's basically like opaque, or is
exactly? It's very much, it's like the absence of anything. It's very opaque and very much. I think you could probably see, given your passive perceptions, you could probably see around 10 feet. When it gets to 15, it's very much like you'll see the majority of a tree on the 10-foot bit, but then the rest of it's very much difficult to make out, right? So you have around that distance, and as you're kind of stood and this space is encroaching towards you, and that pebble just gets to around that 10 feet mark, all of a sudden it just disappears entirely. But Astrid, you don't feel like the spell has stopped. You don't feel that connection drop. It's very much there.
So, who's going in?
Thad just takes a deep breath, takes his sword off his shoulders.
No, Thaddeus, don't do it. We need you here.
Just Thaddeus steps through.
Maybe you should go.
I'm kind of doing the thing that I think if we've been on a couple of jobs together before, I think Thad has learned that. Obviously, he knows he's not the smartest guy, but he kind of like does this thing now where like he'll take out his sword and then before he move forward, he'll like look at you guys, just be like,
Yeah.
is this really bad? Is this really bad?
Go for it.
I'm gonna.
Can you see in the dark though?
Do you have dark vision? Yeah.
I have dark vision out to 60 feet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Astrid, could you? And I'll just like keeping both hands on like my sword handle. I was like, can you use the light on this?
Yeah, so I'll kind of run my feathers along and cast light on the blade.
Okay. Excellent.
That kind of like stands up a little bit straighter in that kind of like very like righteous paladin way with a giant two-handed shaft of light. Just like it just goes, fuck off, darkness, and just starts striding into it, and I'll lower my sword down, like I'm walking towards it and like impaling it.
Okay. As you step through into the darkness, you cross that barrier, and because you have dark vision and your entire surroundings are now dark, you do see a little bit further in now. So you do have vision up to around 20 feet within this darkness, and as you kind of step in, I'll come back to you in a second.
Yes.
I tell you what your experience.
Love that for me.
A thing I'd like to start doing as soon as Thad walks through, I'd like to start counting, if I may.
Okay. Well, you'll be counting for a while, because as Thad steps through, he just stops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just wanna reiterate, guys. 8 intelligence.
He seemingly stops in place, but as you count and Splot, make me a perception check.
That is 22.
22. You see, he hasn't stopped moving. He's just moving very, very slowly.
Yeah.
Like he's still taking his step, just in ultra slow-mo.
Right. Well, I think this is going to take some time when we get through there.
So
In for a bronze, in for a silver.
That's the saying. That's the saying.
that's totally the same. Guess so.
Okay. So
I'm
you've
gonna
all...
wait till I've counted to 60 and then walk through, just so I can ask Thad when I get through how
Okay.
long he's been there.
So you're counting for a minute.
Yeah, I'll count for 1 minute.
Okay.
This is relying on how good Thad is.
Oh. Sorry, 1 second.
Talk among
Change
you.
the music now.
How long is it
Oh, my
actually
headset's
inside
died.
there?
1 second.
Yeah, it's going so slowly in there, isn't it? Like,
I bet I look so swole though. Just like my
Just-
sword
There we go.
sword pointed down. Just
if only
constant.
Conan the Barbarian was here to see, you know.
This is
So-
how he did it. He just worked out loads with time stopped.
You count to 60, and then do all of you step through at the same time, or just you? Swap.
What are you thinking, Morkill? Are you gonna also go?
My concern is that, like, daily, the Oasis is disappearing. As soon as we step in there, we're gonna suddenly have like 5 minutes, and then the Oasis is completely gone.
It's Interstellar all over again.
Yeah. We don't need to find ourselves some things to pluck.
I'm gonna take my crystal that I've got,
Okay.
raise it into the air, and channel divinity radiance of the dawn.
Okay. Okay.
So this dispels magical darkness within 30 feet.
Okay, and how long does that last?
It doesn't give a time on it.
Radiant Dawn, yeah?
Yeah. Radiance of the dawn, sorry.
So it's your channel divinity, isn't it? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't say how long it lasts. We'll figure that out between now and next time we play, that's fine. So, you cast this, and it dispels the magical darkness within 30 feet from you.
30 feet from me, yeah.
So, Thaddeus.
Has a really stressful minute.
Well, about second so far. Is that right? Is it that way around?
Yeah.
So, you step in, and within a stride, I would say, because essentially a minute here would be a lot slower there, right? So
Yeah,
you're not going to
yeah.
spend as much time in the other place. So it's almost instantaneous for you as you step through, and your perception of this place gets better. All of a sudden, it gets really better because you can now see completely fine up to 10 feet, and there doesn't seem to be any darkness. And the rest of you see him just step forward and stop.
I'll just go, dudes, it's fine. It's not dark in here. And then I turn around and I'm like, oh, no. Guy turned on the light.
I don't know how far it goes.
And you just stepped in this sec, Thad, yeah?
Can I? What? So you've described my perception of time. How I assume that's accurate. I assume
Yeah.
like I didn't perceive the passage of time. It's like a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Time is. That is going to really slow down when we get in there.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we've got an awful lot of choice in this, have we?
Nope.
No.
I mean, we've been pretty much kicked out of the Oasis.
That's true.
It's like Blur versus Oasis all over again, isn't it?
An earth-shattering reference.
Thank you. So, what? Darkness all the way, is it?
I don't know how much more you've got in your toolkit, Astrid, to help keep it at bay, but...
Well,
I can't do what I just did there again for another hour. By which time the other light will have gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Markle, make me a perception check, please.
Ooh.
As this discussion is ongoing.
That's a
And
19.
if you get any bonuses for perception with hearing, then apply.
I don't, unfortunately. I'll tell you what though. I do have Kinku Recall, which essentially means that I can, if I have proficiency in 2 skills of my choice, and I do for perception, I can actually roll it with advantage.
Oh, happy days! Yeah, go ahead, roll that with advantage.
I mean, that was 19, but let's see if I get higher. Damn. But yeah, that is a 19 in total. Let me just double check to see if I've got anything else that's. No, I don't think so. Although
Yeah.
dim light
Mm-hmm.
doesn't impose disadvantage on your perception checks relying on sight.
Oh, very good. That's very good. Because behind you,
Oh no.
seemingly heading this way, the thuds of feet on the ground from in the darkness, heading your way. Louder and louder. You perceive this, Morkill, almost out of instinct.
I suggest we get out of the way or something, or maybe hide. There's something coming this way through the darkness. I'm assuming it must be pretty fast because it's going pretty quick.
Branches snapping, and as Morkill says that, you all hear the crack of wood as it seems a tree just getting torn asunder at whatever is heading in your direction. And as you stand, it sounds feet away, and out of the smoke you see what appears to be this huge lizard-like creature with these huge winged fins on the side of its body. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh shit. Super smart move, that is. Walking into the darkness.
I mean,
Just-
if Thaddeus is to be blamed by saying "fuck off, darkness," who knows?
Thaddeus is a hero to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
It was a hobgoblin Jedi with your lightsaber going in.
That's it. That's the reference. Yeah.
It's not Lion King, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everyone at home, for sticking with us to the end. But more importantly, thank you guys for coming and playing some really fun games with me.
This
Thanks
is a
for having us. Thanks
delight.
for leading us through.
Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Dan.
it.
Super
So,
appreciate it.
if you guys haven't tuned in from the very beginning, then I'm going to allow you guys to introduce yourselves to the fine people at home once again, and do shameless plugs. Do it. Everything and everything that you're involved in. I want to
Plug that
hear about
Oasis.
it.
Plug that Oasis.
So, John, do you want to say farewell to the folk and tell people who you are and where you're from and what you do?
I can do. So I am John. I run this stream in a technical respect. I've been putting on various games now. You can go over to the YouTube. And you can be here on Twitch. Make sure you do like, subscribe, and use your Amazon connection to subscribe to the channel as well, because that's always lovely for me and everybody who uses actual play as well. Also, I'm part of the Trolls of the Tonne Bridges podcast, where we're playing when we're able to play. We're playing Tomb of Annihilation, and it's completely off the rails from what Tomb of Annihilation is meant to be. I think we're still level 5 and we've been playing it for like 10 years or something. Not true, but and you can find it on TOTTB podcast on all of the various podcatchers all over the universe, because that's how podcasts work.
Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it, and appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you as well, Dan.
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Chris. I'm from the Adventurers Anonymous podcast. We are just coming up to the end of our first campaign, and we are thoroughly out of the dragon slaying phase of the podcast and into the let's settle down and buy a bar phase of the campaign, which is really, really nice for us. You can find us anywhere where you find your podcasts, good, evil, intraplanar, extraplanar podcasting platforms, as well as on adventurersanonymous.com. Go check it out.
Much. Thank you. And again, I appreciate you very much, Chris. Thanks very much for coming and playing, man.
There's that real life bardic inspiration again.
Oh.
Ben, do you want to say farewell to the folk?
Yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I've been Ben. I have and continue to be Ben from No Small Roles. So do check out No Small Roles. We're at nosmallroles.com. We are everywhere that you can get podcasts. We're about 81 episodes into No Small Roles at this point. So we've been going since the start of lockdown, like all the best podcasts. We always say, if you want to start at the start, go for it, or you can jump in on episode 3. We really recommend listening all the way through to at least episode 8 and then making a decision if you want to carry on or not. That's it. It gets juicy. I won't say too much. Also, if you enjoy podcasts, I recently did one called Re-Dracula, which retold the whole of Dracula. As each episode came out, happened on the day that the events of the story happened. So do check that out as well. Look up Re-Dracula. And while I'm plugging podcasts, look up Victoriosity. I'm in that. That's really good. It's a good podcast.
That Re-Dracula thing sounds incredible.
It's really good.
Definitely going to check that out after this.
Yeah, they've all come out now. They were coming out over the whole of 2023, basically, through till sort of late October time. But they're all out now.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us at the table tonight, Ben. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dan.
No worries. And last but certainly not least, Sam, do you want to say bye to everyone?
Yeah, thank you, Dan, for leading us through this first session. It's been an absolute delight. My name is Sam. I'm part of the team over at Science and Sorcery, where we combine STEM science subjects with TTRPGs. We have a weekly campaign called Witness to Ruin, where I play Emerald Snowflake, a very, very sad tabaxi wizard. And in a couple of days after this is going out, we have a really exciting one-shot alongside the wonderful folks at the Vagina Museum in London. We're running a one-shot called Critical Hit, where we've got some incredible folks coming to play alongside us, including the director of that museum. It's going to be on it alongside our second episode of this. So if you watch one, then just go watch the other and flip it around. It's going to be an absolute delight. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, thank you so much again for having us on to play.
Yeah, no worries. That sounds incredible. And again, another one I'm adding to the list of things that I need to now watch or listen.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
Is amazing. This is amazing. Well, I have been Dan, your lovely Dungeon Master for this evening. I am the resident and forever Dungeon Master over at Tales on Tap, We are an actual D&D 5e live play stream. You can find us on Twitch every single Tuesday around 6 p.m. Fun news: we've recently launched Campaign 2, which is a homebrew world, a homebrew campaign of my own creation. We are 8 episodes into that so far, so it's not that much to catch up on, but we understand people are busy, and we've thought about this, so we've broke every single episode down into 2 parts and put them in podcast form. So it's really easy to catch up on missed episodes, and we're all over like YouTube and things like that as well. At the end of this month, because we are doing shameless plugs, we are doing another collaborative one-shot adventure. We've got John on that, who is going to be participating as a player. We've got other members of Actual Play UK coming along to play a wonderful little one-shot, which may or may not tie into this one and the main campaign. Lots of threads. It's going to be fun. But it's been an absolute pleasure dungeon mastering for you guys this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you are new here at Actual Play UK, then hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. It takes 2 seconds and absolutely means nothing other than your love and support to us. So make sure you hit that button. And if you want to subscribe, then you don't even have to do it with your own money. Just link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and you can do it for almost nothing.
Just make Jeff Bezos pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
So easy.
Make sure you hit that follow.
He's got money.
And while we're here, I will tell you about some of the upcoming games that you can find on Actual Play UK coming up. So again, as John mentioned, there is Delta Green that happens every Thursday. Is that, John?
Yeah, pretty much. And unless there's some apocalyptic horror that happens to one or other of the cast. So, but yes, okay. Thursdays.
Amazing. So there you are, Delta Green every Thursday. We will be releasing the second part of this one shot on February 2nd and the third part on February 9th. After that, on February 16th and the 23rd, you've got Heart. And then on the 1st of March and the 8th of March, there is a Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which sounds incredible. So plenty up and coming events and shows to wet thine whistle. So yeah, there we are. Thank you everybody for sticking around and watching this. It means the world to all of us to have you here on this silly little adventure. We will see you next time, but in the meantime, check out all the social medias such as Instagrams, Twitter at Actual Play UK, and yeah, stay tuned for more. We'll see you later, guys. Take care. Bye.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.